All right, welcome to the Not So Real Estate Podcast. We're back for episode 5, and today we're going to be answering the world's most asked question: who is Caleb and Kalina? Anyway, who are we here with?
My name is Lewis.
I am Kalina, and I am the marketing and communications director, the Shawn team.
Yes.
And I'm Caleb, the videographer.
Nice.
And content creation person.
Yeah, you are.
Who are you, Reese?
Just Reese.
Okay, just
Yeah.
Reese for today.
Yeah, just Reese. We're missing Blake. He's out of town, so we have our more talented people have to come on the show when Blake's gone, right?
True.
Yep.
Yeah.
So why don't we go into a little bit? We'll start with Kalina.
Okay.
Who are you? What do you do? And why? And yeah, tell us.
Well, my name is Kalina, not to be mistaken for Kalina, because the E and the A, really make a difference. So Kalina. I've been here, guys. It's been a year now. So
Yes.
Yay, congratulations.
Woo.
I was hired on as the marketing and communications director, and I have been enjoying it and loving it and doing fun things. It's been fun hanging out with you guys. We have an awesome team, and I just love everything that we do, the energy, and I'm in it to win it.
Yes, you are.
Awesome.
Amen.
Caleb, it's your turn.
Who are
It is
you?
my
What do you do?
So Kalina and I were both on the marketing team. When it comes to the video creation side of things, I'm the one that handles the camera. I am the one that edits the footage. I am the one that records the podcast usually. Still running things in the background, but Carson is handling the second camera this time around. So I won't see it until we edit it. But you're doing great.
And who's Carson, Reese?
Carson's my intern.
Who's Carson for real?
He's my brother. Anyway, Caleb, continue.
That's most of it. But yeah, anything visual, anything audio, anything like the actual content creation side of things is what I do.
And you're killing it, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
So when you look at all our Instagram page, we have a lot of good content, and it's all because of these two.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Mostly Caleb. No, I'm just kidding. but yeah,
Shameful. That was
they've
shameful.
done both Monday morning coffees. They're behind Wednesday Word, the Vault Thoughts. All of our real estate videos is what Caleb does. So when you see all of our killer real estate videos for listings, that's all Caleb.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and if you've ever seen the Shawn Team website, and if you've ever seen things come out on time, that's all Kalina. Kalina is the backbone of all of that. So,
Thank you.
Yes.
so
Yeah.
just because Reese decided to kind of be on the offense there, I had to,
what do you mean?
you know
On the
what she did.
offense? Oh yeah, I apologize, Kalina. Kalina does mostly everything. We probably wouldn't even function if it wasn't for Kalina.
Oh, you guys are
Right.
too sweet. But that is true. Yes.
We share an office together, so that's entertaining.
Yeah, that's actually been a little story. I came in and didn't share an office with you guys at first. And I was really like I came from a job I worked at 8 years and was very comfortable there. And then moving here, I kind of had my own office by myself all the time. And then I'd shut the door and Reese would knock and then open it. He'd be like, "Can I just leave this open so we could
Yeah,
wave?"
wave. Because I used to sit at the table that was directly across from you, so I could just wave at you. And say, "Hey,
Wave.
Kalina."
And I'd be like, "Sure." But fast forward a little bit, they actually ended up coming in the office, and it's just fun. It's lively, and I think we all collaborate really well together.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. It really is. We
That's
also
true.
got our fridge stocked up.
I was gonna
yesterday.
say that. Yeah. This
well, I'll beat
prime
you
is
to
from
it.
our fridge. Our fridge
And
that Kalina
this-
stocked up.
Sparkling water.
Yeah.
Yum.
What is that?
Yeah, little story. We do have a fridge in the office, and it's been empty for a while,
Mhm.
just because that's how we got it.
Yeah.
And then Kalina restocked everything, so we have energy for days now.
Sweet.
True. And
Yeah.
primes.
And primes.
And sparkling
Just found out
water.
they're bad for you. Anyway, okay, cool. Well, what do you guys want to talk about marketing communications? Because you guys are, well, I guess you don't do communications, but you're in the marketing, right?
I communicate.
Well, you do communicate
Not
very
well.
well. Caleb, no, I mean, well, you tell stories, right? Isn't that your, I guess that's,
Yeah,
Visual,
I mean, visual
communication, I would say. Are we,
Yeah.
do
I guess
we
is the
drink?
best way to put
yeah,
it.
you can drink whatever you want to do. Just make sure you're speaking into it.
Oh, sorry.
Good. Yeah. Okay.
It's
Cool.
my first go
But
around.
if you go to Galaxy Theaters, and you see Caleb, how many ads do you have in Galaxy Theater right now that you've
The
produced?
most I've had at one time, including one trash one that we won't talk about, because I didn't get paid for that one. I still haven't gotten paid for that one. It was a trash ad, whatever. But I think 3 at one time. I think I've had 3 ads
Wow.
up at Galaxy Theaters
That's
Pretty
at one
awesome.
time. One of them is for Galaxy itself, that I did with my friend Lincoln. And that was a cool shoot. I have pictures and stuff. That was a really cool shoot. And then I've done quite a few ads for the Shawn team since I've been here since last year. And then I think another one at some point. Yeah, the other one was the trash one that I did for somebody. Whatever, it wasn't very good.
Yeah, we'll just subtweet them. We don't have to name drop.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
They know who they are.
I do have a couple questions. So, because it's marketing communications today.
Ask.
So, I'm just curious. Both of you. Question for both of you. And you guys can answer at the same time. I don't recommend it because we wouldn't be able to hear you guys. But how long have you guys been in marketing? What are the things you love about it? What's the difficulties and so on and so forth?
Well, I've been here for a year in this role. I previously worked at another place for about 8 years, but I think I spent 5 years there as an assistant to the marketing and communications director. And I feel like I learned a lot. What I like about it, there's just something it is, like you said, like telling a story. And you get to tell your story in your own way, whether it's through writing, visual, just being able to create and be able to help us get our brand out there and our name out there in a way that is effective. And what I really like about communications, I think runs...
Before you get into that, can you just briefly talk over the difference between marketing and communications for someone who might not know what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So marketing is you're coming up with plans, you're coming up with ideas to try to execute whatever the vision is. So we say like our leadership vision, our vision of the Shawn team, and trying to execute that, whether it's through social media, ads, the ads we run in Galaxy, to try to get someone to kind of buy our product, or houses in this case. Communications to me, and this might not be the right form,
We'll trust you.
Okay. To me, communications, what I see it as is how you work as a team together, how you communicate things to the team from the top down, and being able to still execute that vision within, not necessarily outside, but inside the team. So being able to do the trainings and communicate effectively and well what our goal is as leaders, and having the vision be so clear that there's not any questions, and just being, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. And I think you do a great job, because everything seems to flow super seamless here. You know what I mean?
Well, I appreciate that. It's taken a lot. Something that is so important to me is being not necessarily thinking about that person that maybe just started, or that is wanting to learn about something and they don't really quite know what to do. And I think it's very effective to have a team that knows what's going on. I mean, we don't have to know everything, but I feel like, I've worked at previous places where the communication was broken, or things weren't how do you say that? Communicated down to the levels, even though like we didn't need to know exactly what was going on, but it would have been helpful. Sure. And it kind of just breaks down that communication, and then people don't know what's going on versus like, I want someone to be able to come in, we help them, we guide them, and we give them all the tools that they need, everything to succeed. And so they can succeed and be a leader as well. And I feel like that is just such a passion of mine, as being able to really help people and have the strong communication. I hope that made sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And it shows too when we do, because when we have new agents join, we have our onboarding process. They meet with me, sign their contract, and go over all that stuff. And then they meet with Kalina, and it shows too when you're meeting with those people and giving them all of their information. And I think you do a really good job of doing that. So great job. Woo.
Woo,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that I think is how I would describe it. I mean, people could describe it different ways, but I have such a passion for making things clear, so there's no question as to what Blake Shawn's vision is for his company. So yeah,
Communications is a universal thing in a lot of industries. Like if you have a company that has multiple departments, if you don't have communication between those departments,
right, then
you're not one entity. You're multiple businesses in one thing, all operating separately, Mm-hmm. So I at least know that for a fact because I'm a filmmaker, and filmmaking requires departments of people. And communication is wildly important. So Kalina does a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So you said you were thank you for sharing, Kalina. You said you're a filmmaker, marketing. What does that stuff mean to you? What are some things you like, and then difficulties and so on and so forth?
So I've been working as a freelancer for 6 years. I started when I was 16. I am now 22.
You're old.
I am old. I'm older than you.
I know.
Just thought I would put that one out there.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have to say that, Caleb, but I
didn't have to. I didn't have to.
I appreciated that.
Whatever.
Just because they can't see us, so they have to hear it.
True. That's true.
Well, actually, they can see us. Whatever. But so I've been doing that for a while, and I've had a lot of experience working in the area. Doing advertisements and social media videos for tons of different businesses, working with all kinds of different people. And, tons of people that are super outgoing and really easy to work with, and totally get that I'm a creative. So it's I trust you and your vision, that whole thing. Right. And then I've worked with the exact opposite, which they're not sure of themselves as people. They don't know how to communicate, but they kind of think they know how to have a vision, but they don't know how to execute on it, and they kind of make it my problem. That's the range, and then it's like a spectrum, and then I've had tons of people just dotted along that, where it's some people are easier to work with than others. But I've done all kinds of stuff. I've done stuff for products. I've done stuff for restaurants. I've done stuff for the movie theaters. I've done dead serious commercial ads, both for the Shawn team and for other people. Nice. And I've also done tiny little videos that mean almost nothing and last 5 seconds.
That's cool though.
I've gotten to work in LA with student filmmakers. I've gotten to see studios. I've gotten to see movie props and makeups before they were even in the movie they were supposed to be for.
Dang.
I can't actually talk about it. They told me not to talk about it, but if you want to,
make you sign in. What's the?
They did actually. I actually have.
I was going to say you should just talk about it if they didn't make you sign it.
No, I did. I did in fact sign an NDA because they take that stuff pretty seriously.
Yeah.
Because they were working on certain movies while I was there.
What movies?
What movies? I'll just
try to get it out of you.
I just want to say your ads, and I think you should talk about this because it was your idea, but your ads are killer.
They really are.
You should talk about how we got to see them. You were there too, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, how that all came about.
That was fun because Wait, what did you say?
The Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We saw the ads.
That was fun because what we went and there was like 8 of us, and your husband went, but
He
you
did.
didn't go.
No.
And Caleb was there, and then the first Shawn Team ad played, which was the it's the app, the Shawn Team app ad, and Zach was with us too, and Zach's voice is the one, and so we were like walking in, I was like, hey, that's his voice, and then I maybe it wasn't as funny, but I thought it was entertaining.
No, it was funny.
and then after the Galaxy one, I like cheered for you super loud, and I just was so entertained by that. I thought that was so
Exciting.
cool.
It is cool. It's
My
cool to
parents
see
want to do that every time they're in the
Yeah,
movies.
I
They're
love
like,
it.
I want to say my kid's name, so everybody wonders who's that weirdo yelling in the movie theater.
I did it again because we went to see it 3 days later, and I did it again because your name is on the bottom.
Yeah.
Sorry, interesting. Your name is on the bottom of the thing, so I was like, "Yeah, Caleb, woo!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super exciting. Like that's right. That's local. That's
It's
right
down
here
the
in the
street
valley.
from here.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good work
it's-
out of you.
it's super fun and cool. I get a little hit of dopamine every time I see it.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah, you
that's
do.
always nice.
You're yet to put me in a movie theater ad, but it's okay.
You haven't been in one?
No, I haven't.
Are you sure about that?
Only my legs.
I would like to
dude.
say that I haven't been on one.
Can we have
We've
one
only-
each ourselves?
That's not possible. Come on.
It was literally just my legs.
You
And
weren't in the
I
app
remember
one?
the very shot. No, I wasn't because I showed
we
up
went to
and then
that
you
house?
didn't end up using me.
Actually, my
Oh.
hand
Dang.
was in it. But that was one of the first ones. I was
Yeah.
signing something.
But that's really
No,
important.
you
They
guys.
have,
Yeah, you guys were both in that one.
Not in the movie theater one.
Yes,
Was it
because
really?
the very first one was a Cornerstone ad.
Oh, that one I was in.
and you both were in that one.
You know what?
Just
You're
my
right
hand.
because we were sitting next.
No, both of
we
you
were
were-
sitting next to each
no.
other, and I was in my
There
in my
was
jean
one-
jackets, a really clean outfit,
Listen,
and I remember sitting.
I made the video. I know.
Yeah, no, I remember.
There's a
You're
wide
right.
shot of Lori walking up to Reese,
yep.
and you're sitting next to him, and
That's
I
true.
can see all three of you.
Yeah, I remember that. No, you're right, but it's been a while.
but
It
can
has
I
been a
just
while.
say, like, there's good money in hand modeling and leg modeling
That is true.
nowadays.
That is true.
So,
I can't do those types of things because my eczema's so bad that my skin's like kind of unattractive.
You maybe not in the wintertime, but summertime you might be able to.
Well, it gets bad whenever the weather changes. Anyway, I did have a question for you though because you were talking about
Sorry.
when you were talking about the 2 different types of people that you've had to work with as a freelancer. So
yeah.
how have you had to like learn to like, do you change your approach like when you're working with those people? Do you kind of keep it the same? Like what if you had to adapt to working with different types of people?
Well, because I'm also a believer. I'm also religious. I firmly believe in you have seasons in your life. You have times where, especially when you're developing and growing as a human being, the Lord kind of throws certain things in there that like kind of trip you up, but it's because you're supposed to learn from that exact thing to build. There's a whole thing because I'm LDS Mormon, so, and I don't know if you guys knew that, but I went to seminary every morning before high school. So it was like an hour or so of like Bible study and stuff. So I know stuff from the New Testament, Old Testament, Book of Mormon, etc. There's a huge like emphasis on like building a strong foundation, and I know that that's also through the original Bible and everything too, but it's just reinforced in the Book of Mormon. But I've always, since at least I started seminary freshman year, I've learned to kind of like question everything about myself, everything, even my faith, and asking those questions. When you get those answers, then that's concrete in your foundation. So like there's things that I was raised with that I could repeat because, there's indoctrination, like you learn your ABCs, but do you really know what they mean, And at some point you do. But like stuff with my faith and stuff with how I operated as a human being, I learned like, oh, I don't actually know why I do that. Oh, I don't actually know why I do that either, and that's actually kind of harmful for my relationship with other people. So I'm going to scrap that and learn how to do something new. Well, fast forward to when I'm 16, and beyond, working with people, actually doing filmmaking and stuff. There was times where I was super not prepared for certain things to happen. And I learned to figure out that only parts of it were my fault, and there were things that I could improve on. But when I'm being taken advantage of by someone that's, you know, harder to work with and stuff, it makes it seem like it's more my fault than it actually is. And you have to learn to differentiate that.
Yeah.
And I know that you guys, you know, working with clients and everything, you go through the exact same thing where there's some things that are your fault. There's some things that are circumstantial, and you have to learn how to weed through that stuff to be like, okay, I can learn from this, but this is just happenstance and this is just their problem. So, you know, how do I move on from this?
Yeah.
It's the same thing, straight up the same thing. I learned how to not fake a social personality to talk to people, but like just use stuff to my advantage. Like, I just need to know what I'm talking about before I say stuff, you know, instead of just rambling. When it comes to projects, I just need to know, like, if they have a vision already, I need to get that straight before I go out and work, because otherwise they're probably going to want more than what I'm willing to give them, that kind of thing. There's been times where I've been taken advantage of because of my time, you know, money, just people asking for re-edits and redos on things where it's like, listen, I've been working for at least 6 more hours than I'm supposed to be on this. Can you pay me more? And that's like a sin to ask to be paid more, apparently.
Well, that's hard whenever you're a freelancer too.
Yeah. Being freelance.
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 Both of them sound good to me. So
okay,
whatever.
cool. Yeah, it's always hard in that.
You have to fight for yourself.
You do.
You know that. We've had these conversations about this.
I do know that.
Yeah, you have a recent experience. Would you want to share anything about that?
Yeah, I could share a little bit.
Can you just put that close?
Sorry.
It's really far away from me.
Sorry.
No, as long as she's projecting,
Okay,
she's
cool.
good.
Okay.
I would actually say that's probably the right distance so that you're not breathing on the mic.
That's true. You know.
Caleb, can you guys hear me?
We got schooled a little bit.
Who got schooled?
Horizontal, parallel.
Oh,
Anyways.
Yeah. Sorry.
How
I'm
do you
just
know
trying
that?
to get the format right.
I don't think that would be appropriate for this podcast. Yeah, I actually did have an experience a couple months ago working with someone outside. And it's not like, I think you just have to be, like Caleb said, you have to set, you know, the precedence very quickly. Boundaries very first. Is precedence not the right? Okay.
Well, both
No, it is a precedent.
You have to set it like right in the beginning. Because I feel like we are like, we want to help people. And I think we have a culture here that's helping people, but we also have to protect our time, protect what's important, protect our values. Just because you can get lost as a freelance person, just wanting to help and like, okay, I can do this for you. I can help you with that too. But you need to just set something from the very beginning. Like, these are my hours. Don't contact me after these hours. This is what I'm going to charge you. If you want more, then we can set up another.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's a convenience thing, because it's inconvenient for your client to be put in a situation that's difficult for them. So they naturally really, you know, like they think of you as the person that they can push responsibilities onto, which in a way is true, because there are some responsibilities you do take care of for your client, and that is your job. And you get, you know, you should get those responsibilities out of the way first off, right? But then sometimes you're in a situation where you haven't done this kind of job before, or you've never been in this specific situation with your client. So they panic, and then they're like, oh, well, you said this, or we kind of agreed to this. And sometimes that's not true. Sometimes you're like, hey, wait a minute, you know, like, actually we didn't. And I see how maybe you think that we could establish that now. But that wasn't anything we agreed to, and it's wildly more inconvenient for me than you think it is, you know? So then you hit like this stalemate where you're like, okay, this time around, since it's the first time experiencing this, I'm going to let it go, only because we didn't agree to that. We didn't have a conversation about it. So it's not in the contract, quote unquote. And it would be easier if I just move forward and give them this one. That sucks and is not the case when it's like specifically your pay, because then they're like, you know, oh, you didn't say anything about re-edits. I was like, well, you know, now moving forward, I'm going to say like you get like 1 or 2 free re-edits, which usually should only take like an hour, maybe 2 hours of your time if you're getting paid hourly, that's important, you know? And then the next time, you know, that situation comes up where it's like the third re-edit, like, yeah, you're going to pay me more. And if you're not cool paying me more, then this is your product, take it, give me my money, we're done, you know? And that's an important boundary to set so you don't get taken advantage of and stuff.
Well, I think in our job too, we have to be so specific, because in marketing and communications, you want the overall vision to be able, you want to capture that first. And if you're not getting with that person, and I mean, I want to know if I'm going to build a website for someone, I want to know the colors, the theme, what their mission, value, and vision is. You want to get all of that from the very beginning. And I've learned, just learning, making mistakes, like if you don't get that from the very beginning, I think you will run into problem after problem with all the edits, and because you want to capture the vision right away and just reiterate back to them, okay, this is what I'm hearing you say. Is this what you're thinking? And try to just get that as smoothed out as possible. I would say that's pretty important.
That's a huge part of our job.
Communications, just because it gets wild and people get crazy out there. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, not everybody's like that though.
No,
like there are some people that are genuinely wonderful to work with. Some people that
like me.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, yeah,
you're great.
No, everybody on the Shawn team is great, especially Blake.
Oh yeah, we're talking about outside projects.
Yeah, Blake. Well, yeah, I give most of my time, you know, here. Freelance. I even do a lot of freelance for the team as well, outside of my contracted stuff. But since working here, I've been able to be more creative than I have been with tons of other clients. The amount of trust that Blake says he has in me to establish something really cool, you know, that gets the point across, that's not too crazy, you know, like the amount of trust that he puts in both of us, you know, and to get that done in a timely manner, scheduled out, you know, and to be able to also roll out our weekly content parallel to all of that. Is awesome, because I know for a fact that working with anybody else that I've worked with in the past, it would be so painful to try to do something like that.
So can I piggyback on that real quick?
Yeah, 100%.
So
that thing that I was saying.
What?
Yes. Okay, so
what?
well, I couldn't remember what. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
continue.
you can edit that, right? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
So
Can you keep that part?
So I worked. I want to just say, like, I love working with Blake just because he does give you that freedom. And going back to what you said about having that creativity, I worked at a place where everything was so like black and white, like it had to be like just in the box.
Yeah.
Perfect. You know, like, I mean, it was just crazy. And then so that was how I started working. And then once I came over to the Shawn team, I remember specifically going into Blake's office and showing him some stuff that I had created, and he was like, "Kalina, I trust you." And I was just like, "What?" Like, you know, he's like, "No, that's why I hired you. Like, I trust you. I believe in you." And I think that right there has given me the freedom to be creative and to trust, like, okay, I am good at what I do. I do know what I'm doing, and this is why I am here. And I think that we do work in a very unique place where we are able to have that freedom to kind of express who we are as individuals, but also still catch the vision of Blake and the Shawn team.
And you guys, it's a better situation for you guys to thrive because you guys have a lot of responsibility. You have what, 4 weekly videos that go out?
5 now, because I put out the snippet of the podcast, right?
So 5 pieces of content. You have your emails that you're like all of this stuff. So like it would get exhausting on all of that stuff if Blake was like
a micromanager.
Give me everything I want to see before.
We have seasonal stuff too. Like we just had the cherry festival.
Yeah.
So like when stuff like that comes in, it's like, here's another thing that you have to be there in person. You know, I mean, I guess you don't have to, but it's strongly encouraged to go to these events, right?
Yeah.
And then since I'm a content creator, it's like go spend a little time, get video of as many things and as many people as possible. and then, you know, come back to work and make a video on that in addition to all the other things, you know?
Yeah.
And since starting, like, since Blake has that trust in us, it's a lot easier to have a meeting, plan out all the stuff we have for the coming week, right? And then on Monday, it's like, okay, we kind of have a brain strategy on how to like what day to work on what, you know? And then it's like, if I can spend Tuesday cranking out 3 videos,
Yeah.
then that means that pretty much this week is just about done.
Yeah.
And I can work on the longer stuff like the podcast and everything.
Yeah.
And then we're done for the week, you know?
Yeah.
And then sometimes I get ahead, you know? And then as long as Kalina has all of that, then my job there is done.
Yeah.
And I can kind of breathe and work on the longer bits and maybe some new stuff or the ads, you know? Yeah. So like, that's like the little dance that we kind of have to do, but it's easier. And it's especially easier because of Blake, because Blake is really, really adamant about meeting and being on the same page as everybody, you know, and if we can get these action items, then we can go ahead and just roll everything out, and we're not going to be as stressed about it.
Yeah. I do like that about Blake every time we meet, because he's like, okay, what are action items? So like, it's very clear what everyone has for the next couple days or whatever the timeline is. But yeah, so I do have a question. So what is your guys's, or were you going to say something first before?
No,
I
I was just going to say, I enjoy the action items because it's just such a difference going into a meeting, walking out like you know what you're going to be doing versus like, I just sat in a meeting for 2 hours and I don't even know what I'm doing. So it makes a huge difference.
And I can relate to that. Like before coming here, we would essentially have a meeting to kill time and waste time. And like now,
that could have been an email.
Very efficient.
Yeah, super efficient. So yeah,
which is good. But I was gonna say is, what does your guys' day to day look like? And obviously it's different, so you guys can take turns. But like, because I know you guys meet on Mondays, right? What do you guys go over in that meeting? How does that carry over into the week? Like that kind of stuff.
Day to day. Well, we always start the week off with Bible study, which is just crazy, like, but so amazing. Like there's something just about coming together, having a Bible study in the morning that really sets your week off, right? But right after that, we meet for marketing. And we kind of just go over like our big wins from the previous week, like what worked, what didn't work, what could we be working on. And then we'll go into like the vision casting for the week and, you know, the next couple of weeks, and like what set up priorities and what are big things that we need to work on. And then for me, I run our social media accounts. So it's a lot of kind of thinking out through the week what we're going to post. We have our normal post, but then we also have, you know, we want to celebrate our teams, shout out their birthdays, and then we want to post new listings and people that have closed, because that's important. It's important to celebrate the wins, and we have such a great team. But that in itself, so running social media is a big job, and just responding to people. I try to take at least an hour a week, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's really blocking that time to go on social media and really interact with other accounts and other people.
Do you spread that out over the week, or do you usually do one day?
I do.
Okay.
Yes. So, and you know, I will go home sometimes and, you know, I like to like and scroll and stuff, but I try to like set like boundaries too, because social media is crazy. You can just get on, and then like I'm on like all these real estate TikToks. I'm just like, oh, this is fun. I'll save them all, so we're gonna all do them one day. But so the social media, we just started a huge email campaign.
Yes.
So that was in the works for like 7-8 months, and we finally got it going. We have 35,000 people on this list right now.
Dang.
How many?
35,000.
That's with 3
pretty
zeros.
You should ask everyone for $1 donation.
I know. Well, that'd be crazy.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
But it's really fun because it's not just about real estate. It's about what's going on. Like we had the Cherry Festival. We like to just really, on the other side, we still have the Downtown Dream, where we're, you know, trying to lift Tulare up and downtown Tulare and bring it back to life. So really posting about things. I've posted about like the farmers market and stuff, just so people can get involved with the community. It's not always about real estate.
Would you call it the not so real estate email?
I like that.
I'm just kidding. Anyway,
It's got a good ring to it.
Yeah.
But that's fun. I work on that. Try to get it planned out as much as I can. I mean, there's a lot we do. I love communicating with the agents, making sure we have everything. They have everything they need. We have our trainings, and there's just a lot. I mean, a lot of stuff in between, filling in, fixing things, constantly changing. Real estate's constantly changing. People are constantly changing. So
would you say your day, like, you never have a routine day?
I don't. And as much as I try, like, I feel like it's hard to really, especially in real estate, you can't, like.
And you're not even a realtor yet.
No, and some people, like, what was it, a couple weeks ago? You're like, clear your schedule. We're going to Fresno. And I was like, when we went to look at that house and we met with the.
Nevada.
Oh, what? Yeah. That's right, yeah.
And so it's like, I don't plan for these days, but it definitely is just fun.
Did you plan for today? Do you want to share about that?
Like.
What was today?
The podcast?
No, you showed a.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
How did that go?
So it was very sporadic. Earlier this morning, we were filming for the Wednesday Word and Monday Morning Coffee, and Blake had somewhere to go, and he just mentioned, like, I need someone to show this house. And jokingly, I was like, I'll show it for you. And he's like, done. And I was like, okay. So he sent me the address, gave me like a 2-second little schooling on it, and said, have fun. Like, and nice. I did it, and I had so much fun.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
I loved it. And
sometimes that's how you got to do it. You just got to get tossed into the deep end. You know
and that's what he said too. He called me and, was asked how it went. And I was like, I rocked it.
Yeah, you did.
And they're actually going to
make an offer on the house.
There we go.
And it's funny because I got a little nervous because he asked me how I was doing. And I replied, I'm great, but my feet are really sweaty.
Oh my gosh.
And he like.
Even the second time hearing that, it's a little,
And at first, I just. Kalina, why did you say that? Like, you can't just say those things. But then we had a really great conversation about Birkenstocks.
Which is what you were wearing.
What I was wearing. They make your feet sweat really bad, but they're so comfortable.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So it was fun. I just love people. I love being relational. So that was awesome to me.
Yeah. Cool. What about you, Caleb? What's your day-to-day look like?
My day-to-day, I'm going to put it out there. I hate routine.
Okay.
I hate routine. Okay. And there's a reason for that. I am one of those people that's dopamine deficient. Okay. So that's kind of like on that ADD, ADHD spectrum kind of deal.
Okay.
Routine, means that I expect things to play out a certain way, within my control, of course. And that doesn't give my brain dopamine. That doesn't give my brain good chemicals, reward chemicals. For some people, they're cool with routine because at least, if everything's going the way they expect it to be, they can kind of sit at a neutral and potentially maybe have like a little bit of happy, they can control anything a little extra in there. Whereas if you're dopamine deficient, you really have a much harder time controlling good chemicals in your head. So we tend to be the people that eat more sweets, drink energy drinks, try to give your body a little extra of whatever it's missing constantly. Yeah. So, and that's why distraction is a thing, right? That's why people with ADD and ADHD are distracted, is because their brain is looking for something that can actually reward them because they're not getting anything out of the standard.
So do you like sporadic stuff?
I do sometimes. It depends on what it is. Like if I have things I need to do here and someone comes in like, hey, do you want to go here? Then it's like, there's a good chance that maybe I don't want to be stuck at the office doing what I should be doing. And I would love to go. And then there's the other part of it where it's like, no, that would actually throw me off way more. And make me super not happy if I'm not able to get this stuff done. So I'm gonna stick around, But every once in a while that like, hey, do you want to go to lunch? Sometimes I'm like, hell yeah, I want to go to lunch. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and that's like better for me because it's like, shoot, awesome. You know, like I get to eat food now.
What's your favorite lunch place?
Can
So
I guess?
yeah,
Is it Subway?
yeah,
Yes.
Is it really?
Well,
Because he eats it all the time. Did you eat Subway today?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I don't eat it every day, but it's the closest thing to here, and you know, besides like the other local stuff actually on the street. But I've been getting the same Subway sandwich for like probably over 10 years.
What is it?
Flatbread, Black Forest ham.
Ooh.
It used to be Swiss. They don't sell Swiss anymore, so
What?
I
They
get
don't?
provolone.
Those
It's
hippies.
it's really annoying, and
Yeah.
tons of people ask for it whenever we go, and they're like, "Oh, we don't sell it." It's like
Stupid.
the demand is there, guys. Come on.
Supply and demand.
Black Forest ham, provolone, bacon, flatbread,
Fire.
toasted, lettuce, spinach, mayo, mustard, vinegar, oil, salt, and pepper. Same thing
Wow.
every time.
Dang.
Same thing every time. I
Should
know
we
it by
go?
heart.
Should we go over our
Dude,
Subway orders?
I walk in
I
there.
think so.
I
I
think we
walk
should.
into Subway and I look at the menu like I'm gonna order anything
Yeah.
else, and I'm not. I'm not
feel
gonna order it. It's purely because I'm anxious in public, and I have to look like I'm doing something.
Yeah, I think we should just quickly go over each other's Subway orders
Okay.
since we're on the topic for Caleb, just so he knows for informational purposes. So,
Yeah.
Kalina, go ahead.
My absolute favorite, I don't get it every time, but I really love it, is getting like a 6-inch on wheat or something and doing the rotisserie chicken and then having the cheese melted. And I get everything on it except for cucumbers because cucumbers are gross. And then I put buffalo sauce on it
Oh,
with
dang.
mustard. and it's
that's
just,
gross.
it's so good. And you put extra jalapenos in it and
Yeah.
it's really good.
Nice. Go ahead, Liz.
You want me to go? Okay, so
Release.
mine, my go-to's a foot-long Italian herbs and cheese.
Mm.
I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but tuna.
They
Oh,
do
damn.
have good tuna.
Yeah.
Hey, every once in a while, like I don't like tuna. I'll be honest, but like
I thought you were
I
going
have
good.
no, but I
Not
have
gonna
friends.
lie.
I have friends that get the tuna there, and
Yeah.
they're like, you know what? It's kind of like a guilty thing,
It's
but
good
like
there.
it's the tuna, man. The tuna at Subway is kind of bomb.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I'll just have to trust you on that because I'll never get it.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Then I do pepper jack, lettuce, bell pepper, jalapenos, extra jalapenos,
Yeah.
wax peppers, and buffalo sauce.
Yum.
Did I know you get tuna?
Ooh,
I've never
La-
gotten Subway.
last time we got tuna. Last time I got tuna.
I don't feel like I don't remember that, but I believe you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway.
I
do you
gotta
order?
try that.
What's your go-to? sandwich?
So, can I give two? One of them I don't get anymore, but it's kind of a funny story. So, I would get, this is what I would get, is I would get the flatbread with the spicy Italian, which is just pepperoni and salami, and then throw bacon on there.
Ooh.
And that was it. That's all. But
Sounds
you
good.
get it toasted, and here's the gross part, is you get it toasted, and those are really like oily, fatty
Greasy, yeah.
meats. And then when you get it toasted, the flatbread doesn't absorb anything. So like you get it and you get the sandwich and you open the first wrapper and you don't have to have the second wrapper and it's just
Full of
dripping with
grease.
grease. It's so gross. Carson knows. He used to get the same thing. Wait, that's
No
what we used to get.
vegetables or anything?
Nothing. Yeah.
Wow.
Occasionally maybe we'd get some olives.
Yeah.
But at least I did. I don't know about Carson. But that was the first sandwich, but I've upgraded. I've become an adult, so now I get Italian urban cheese, so it soaks up most of it, but the sandwich itself is the same. Spicy Italian with bacon, and then I'll get lettuce, wax peppers. Sometimes I'll get olives, but it depends on if I'm feeling crazy or not. And then I'll get the Southwest Chipotle sauce.
Sounds like the
Nice.
olives is an on and off thing for you.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It depends on the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Overcast, sunny day. Was that what that would mean?
If it's like, if the sun is like over here, I'll get olives. But if it's over there and the clouds are out, then I won't get olives.
Gotcha.
Nice.
If it's over there and the clouds are out, then I won't get olives.
That's good to know.
Anyway,
I like that.
yeah,
Subway.
I just came up with
Eat
that.
fresh.
True.
Ooh, is that just an ad for Subway? Oops.
Well, not unless they send us a check. Okay.
Yeah, the sponsored, the chance to be sponsored by Subway is still out there. You
Is
know,
it really?
It is.
I'm
It
open
is.
to it.
Maybe.
We just talked really good about
I don't
them.
know. I've never actually heard of Subway
What if I
ad on
brought up
Spotify or
Portishead's?
anything.
Do we get lifetime sandwiches if free sandwiches if we get?
Only if you change your name to Jared.
No, absolutely not. Actually, I think that would. Well, there goes our.
Did I just kill the ad?
There goes our Subway sponsorship.
I
Yeah.
think
Let's talk about porta subs now.
they
Quiz-
do
I've
not
never had
want us.
Quiznos.
in
I
Quiznos
haven't
is,
either. I don't think we have a Quiznos around
We
here.
Aren't they out of
yeah, we
business?
do by
I
the
think they
Baskin
might be.
Robbins in the Outlet Mall.
That's
or is it?
true.
No, that's Togo. Togo.
Togo. I think Quiznos
I think
went
Is
out
it
of business.
Togo's or
Yeah,
Togo's?
Quiznos is not around here
I think
Yeah,
it's
anymore.
to
Quiznos went out of business, I think.
But it used to be there, right?
Yeah.
Quiznos used to be where Chipotle is at.
Oh.
Long time.
Yeah, long time
Back
ago.
in the day, Reese wasn't born yet.
Probably not.
Probably not.
All right, so now, Caleb, you have,
Sorry.
Do you want me to transition into the game? Is that
game
what we're
us,
doing?
bro. Let's do it.
All right. So I dropped this on them. It's a complete surprise. I'm just gonna ask you guys some questions, and
shoot.
this is along the. It's called decisions.
Okay.
It's just would you rather. That's all it is.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
nothing unique or
Dang
different.
it. Okay.
And for our viewers, this is our second time playing a game
Doing a
on
game,
the podcast.
Yeah.
We're
If you
getting wild.
haven't seen the last episode was on appetizers, and
True.
that game was fun as well.
That was a hard game, though. It was.
It was.
It was challenging.
Yeah.
But that's
Will
that's
this
the
be
fun
hard
part.
too?
I would struggle with that one.
This will be difficult.
Okay.
It's not gonna be crazy or anything.
Okay.
But
I'm already
all
sweating.
right. Decision number 1.
Okay.
Okay. You've been elected mayor of the town that you live in.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
This isn't really how mayors work, but do you put money or draw attention into A, education, B, infrastructure, so like the roads and stuff like that, or C, businesses?
Oh, I know my answer.
I know my answer too.
Yeah. So you're
go first.
you're looking at the budget.
First.
You're having meetings about it.
The first one was education.
Education,
Can
infrastructure,
I ask a
or
question first?
business.
I actually,
Yeah.
before I make up my mind, can I ask a
Yeah.
question? Is it public education or like private schools?
It is education. Period.
And it's
Screw education.
Private schools like we have College of the Sequoias over here. It's technically still like the city puts a bid on it.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure. And we lost the bid for another college, didn't we?
I don't know.
Oh no, Madera got a bid for another college, and I don't remember what it is.
Okay.
Doesn't matter though.
My
'Cause it's
answer
Madeira.
is businesses.
All right, and then real quick, this is for the town you live in.
You live in.
So
You
by
become the
Silver Free.
mayor
Yeah, I'm
of
gonna
the
say
town
it.
that you live in.
Yeah, businesses for sure. Screw education.
Okay. That's fair.
I would say businesses too.
Yes.
Honestly, especially in Tulare. Like
businesses.
I don't think you have to.
You should though.
No, I was gonna say
I hope-
businesses for
okay, good.
Tulare because, because and I by businesses I'm referring to restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
I was so excited. Is it Prosperity and Mooney? That development.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, we're gonna have some crazy restaurants come in. I'm so excited. We don't have to go to Visalia, but we still have to go to Visalia because it was a Circle K that went in there.
Yes, I thought it was going to be something fun too.
Heard rumors of a Chick-fil-A though.
You've been saying that.
No.
That's
Blake
been,
told
that's
me
been
that,
floating
so-
around for
I don't
like
know. They did
5
say
years.
In and Out
Blake
since
told
I
me
was
that.
like 7, and then they
So-
finally put one in.
So if it's not true, I'm blame it on Blake.
Caleb,
Yeah.
Caleb,
what's your answer?
I have to be honest and put it into education. All right, because
Good
I
for
live.
you.
No, I'm
Good
just
for
kidding.
you.
I
I'm
live
just
in
kidding.
Visalia.
I'm just
Well, the reason you say screw education is the reason I want to put money into education.
Well,
You know
Visalia's
what
a little
I mean?
whack right now.
Yeah, but
too.
if we're gonna get that far into it, it's controlled by the state anyway. So I'm like,
Well, there's that,
know?
but there's also outside like clubs and things, right?
true.
Like there's like
Sure.
the YMCA
Kids
was
can't go to
technically kind of like an
clubs.
after school thing. But listen, I went to an academy at El Diamante, and
Change
it
your
was
life, huh?
it was great. It was wonderful, except for the last year and senior year. Senior year, and I have to be honest about this. My senior year in that academy was disappointing because they accelerated so much of our learning and got us into these projects for film projects. We learned to work in teams. We did all of that stuff. And I feel like they just kind of dropped the momentum that last year. They really didn't. They didn't allow a lot of us to deliver on any of the stuff that we really learned. In other aspects of it, it was good. In other aspects, it wasn't. I'll just put it that way. But I think that if there was more attention drawn to academies like that, and a lot of really good emphasis put into like especially film, like for me, there are so many facets of film, dude. Like visual effects, there's the actual cinematography of it, there's the editing side of it, like there's even live production, there's live visual effects for, you know, so there's just so many different avenues. There's audio, like there's so many different things that could have been kind of played with in separate little things that just weren't straight up. And especially that last year, you know, so I'm specifically thinking about that, but also like I like to see vocational colleges, like a college that's made for a very specific thing that you can get a certificate for. I like to see that. And I would want to put more emphasis on that because I think we're lacking people in those fields. I think that's what we need around here.
Well, I'm glad that one of us chose education. Now that you went into that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What are you going to say?
Oh, it was about you, but then I don't know whether to share it or not.
No, share it. Just
No.
do it. I don't care.
I didn't know if your choice or your decision was based upon the fact that you dropped out twice. I didn't know. 3 times. It
You
was
dropped out of college 3 times?
Yes.
That's okay. Yeah, it took me like 8 years
I
to
was
graduate
stubborn.
COS. It really did. I spent 8 years at COS.
Nice.
Woo!
8 years.
All right. Next question.
No, it was probably
I spent
like 6.
almost 2 years, and then there was a pandemic, so
Yeah.
that was kind of a like maybe you reconsider all of the things you're doing with your life.
I'm only 21 too, so that's weird.
All right, next question.
All right, next question. All right, you have the opportunity to build your house, your personal living house, anywhere.
Oh, I know the answer to
Okay.
that already.
I have a list though. It's A, the beach, B, the mountains, C, a desert, or D, the plains.
You didn't say
Like-
lake on
like Little
even
House
by
on the
lake.
I didn't
Prairie?
say lake. I would consider the lake to be in the mountains because
Yeah,
generally we do not have lakes anywhere else around here.
What are you talking about? Tulare Lake?
Well, Tulare Lake's only barely coming back, bro. Like, doesn't count. Like, it's coming back from the dead. Like,
Gosh dang it.
Reese?
I'm stuck, man. Where are you going to pick?
I was going to pick mountains
Okay.
only because I really love Lake Tahoe. So if I had to choose a place, it'd be Lake Tahoe, and Lake Tahoe's in the mountains.
Lake
Therefore,
Tahoe's
that's why I
beautiful.
chose mountains.
So I was stuck between mountains or beach,
Okay.
but can I pick beach and then we can share?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pick beach.
yeah, just visit each other's houses. Yeah.
I definitely would not pick the desert. Like, are you talking like Joshua Tree or something?
Yeah. Like,
I mean, it's beautiful, but that seems like it'd be terrible
not
to
that
live there.
beautiful.
It's really not.
I'm
Like, I don't get the
satisfied
big
with looking
deal
at the
about
pictures.
Big
Pretty good.
Joshua
there's pretty
Tree.
It's a
cool
tree.
deserts out there, but like for living, it's kind of like it depends on who you are.
Yeah.
I would definitely pick the mountains. I like the beach, but it's just too sandy. Like, I don't like
Can
being
someone give it? What's the
dirty.
quote from Anakin Skywalker?
Sand, it
I
gets
hate
everywhere.
Sand. It gets everywhere.
It really
Yeah.
does.
All this stuff.
And I don't know. I feel like the mountains are more peaceful, and I think it'd be fun to be like a hermit.
Hobbits is.
And like just go off grid somewhere. I like that's my dream. Actually, my dream is to sell my house and buy like an RV. And so I'm serious.
So
But my husband said no.
I just thought of because yesterday we were watching Boy Meets World in my house,
I love that show.
and it's one of the ends in the last season, and they're jumping to the future, and you know Eric, the older brother, he's a hermit, and he hands his manifesto, which is like a book this big, and then he separates his beard and picks up a lollipop that's like tied to his hair and like licks it and puts it back over his beard, and so I just pictured you with the beard licking a lollipop when he said that. Anyway, okay.
I don't know. There's something about like, I would just totally go off grid if I could and just travel. But I know that's not realistic,
Yeah, practical.
but I think
One day.
it'd be cool like to go up somewhere, do some homesteading, raise your own chickens and homeschool your kids.
I think that would be cool. And then the person that recently went off the grid that we just know his name or know him as the owner or seller,
Oh yeah.
Bolin. Yeah, the owner from Bolin sold his property. Bolin's a project in Paso.
He's quite
Yeah.
literally a hermit. I'm pretty sure.
Did he go off the grid?
Yeah.
Yes, he literally told us that.
That's cool.
That's crazy.
He left his saber tooth in the house,
And
though.
he left his recipe for something. I'm pretty sure he was into witchcraft,
Wow.
but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
sure he'll be
that
happy
place
now.
is wild.
Yeah, it was weird. Anyway, question number 3.
Saber
No,
tooth,
cool.
like
Caleb
from a
needs to answer.
Oh,
tiger.
Yeah.
frick. I'm sorry, Caleb. I didn't mean to
Nah, you're
disrespect.
good. There's some places in California where you can kind of have the best of both worlds, beach and mountains.
That's a good
But if I had to pick one, it's the mountains for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I appreciate the outdoors. I like hiking. I like outdoor activities and stuff. I like camping. You like imagine just being like, oh, I want to camp today and walking like 5 minutes away from your house and camping somewhere and coming back.
I
That'd
would
be
like to
kinda
point
legit.
out
In an RV, though.
and this is not me trying to be difficult, but all of those things you can do at the beach.
You
It's so
can,
much
but I would
dirtier.
appreciate it a lot less.
You just
Also,
prefer it
it's
in the
very
mountains?
windy at the beach.
That's a good
so
point.
camping is kind of a pain.
That's
I've
a great
done
point.
it. It's
Yeah.
not that pleasant.
That's a good
It
point.
depends on where you are at the beach, but like realistically, like,
I've never been camping, like without like.
So you really don't know the meaning of the phrase intense?
I just So I'm just curious. Like when you have to use the restroom, where do you go?
Depends on the campground.
Some have porta potties or
if
like
it's like a
outhouses.
Some have
constructed campground,
Yeah.
then they have bathrooms and showers.
Sometimes it's just the woods, though.
yeah, sometimes it's just shrub,
Okay.
tree.
Okay.
Yeah,
Digging
with
a
a
hole.
leaf.
That's good to
Yeah.
know.
With
Yeah, I
a
didn't know
leaf. Anyway, okay.
Excuse me.
Remember, I'm
Do
like
people actually listen to this?
way over here.
I just kidding.
Did you
All
actually
right,
ask
next
if people
question.
actually listen to this? Today we had 12 listens
My
on the
mom
one that
is
one
a
just went out.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Very loyal listener.
That's great.
And
So
Stephen Duck.
Lucas asked
Stephen
me-
Duck is too.
Yeah, Lucas asked
Oh,
me
he is.
today where he could watch it, listen to it, and I was
Good
like,
for him.
Spotify.
I love that guy.
Are we
Love that
recording?
guy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're recording.
Hit us, Caleb.
All right. Third question.
Yes.
Would you rather be a teacher for the rest of your life or a student for the rest of your life?
Oh,
And why?
those are both bombers.
I would be a student.
Yeah.
But I only want to learn the things that I enjoy learning.
Ooh, that's good.
I am in the exact same boat.
Cool.
So that's also my answer.
I want to be a student of the Lord.
We are all students. of the
Nothing
Lord.
else.
Definitely a student that learns, because I wanted to be a teacher at one point in my life, and then I realized I don't like kids. I like my kids.
Do you, though?
I actually do. I love my kid,
okay,
and I
good.
love
I was
kids.
just checking.
No, I just know teaching's. I mean, in
Yeah,
a way,
I've heard
we're
a
all
lot of-
teachers. We're all fishermen,
Fishers of men.
fishers of men.
Yeah.
But probably a student, yeah. So I could
Yeah.
constantly learn, but like Lewis said,
Only the
stuff
things
that
you
we
want.
want to learn, stuff that pertains
I'm
to
a-
what we want.
I'm a firm believer in people spend a lot of energy teaching and not enough energy learning.
That's
Always.
good.
Always. You know what I mean? Like I get so much joy from learning, but also because I'm kind of more of a quiet person, I tend to learn more than I teach anyway. You know what I mean? But I observe a lot of people that have a lot to say, that whether they completely know what they're talking about or maybe they're just not in a super mature point in their life yet on certain things, like your opinions or your knowledge about things is ever evolving anyway, you know? And I think the more you say out loud about like, this is how I feel right now, the less room you're giving yourself to actually like, oh, maybe I should reconsider this. You know what I mean? Like maybe I should think about this a little bit more before I talk about it, you know? And that's assuming we can't be a teacher and a student, which in real life we can. This question is a hypothetical, like what would you rather be? But like in life in general, for me, it's way more enjoyable to learn. But I do every now and again enjoy educating people on certain things, at least technical stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that I feel like I know a lot about.
Nice.
I really like kids too.
You were thinking about that the whole time, weren't you? You didn't even hear anything you said.
I
You were just
did.
thinking about that.
I did.
Kalina's an overthinker. a
You're
little
like, I
bit.
hear you.
I'm an
but
overthinker.
I really like my kids. I need you to know that. I just want to make sure everybody gets that. Are we good? Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
I do. I am an overthinker, but that's okay.
It's all right. We appreciate you, Kalina.
Better over than under.
Amen.
All right. This is a fun one. I actually asked this question to Lauren on a drive to I think on our drive to.
Who's Lauren, for those who don't know?
Lauren is my girlfriend.
Nice.
Woo!
Lauren is a
Lauren.
wonderful woman, and I
Aw.
love her very much.
Mm.
And we have a lot of really good conversations about stuff, and we appreciate a lot of the same things. So it's
That's
very,
beautiful.
it's very fun having conversations about stuff like would you rather things, you know, because it usually leads to like a really in-depth, like, I'm gonna break this down for you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like
That's fun.
really figuring it out.
Mhm.
So, and sometimes we're on the same page about things, so that's always fun. But would you rather live deep under the ocean or in Earth's orbit in space.
Ooh.
And when I mean deep ocean, I mean like Mariana Trench, like you can't see the sunlight like deep in the ocean.
Like hanging
Like
out in the
under the
Titanic.
sea?
Like I mean like where we have not discovered yet.
And then what was the second option?
And the second option was in Earth's orbit in space.
So there's sunlight.
Yeah, so there's sunlight, but you're also generally you're accelerating at 300 miles or something stupid like that.
But there's sun.
You're going real fast.
So yeah, so I mean, you don't. It doesn't seem like that to you because like the Earth is big, so like miles is whatever up in space. But like, I could just be throwing out garbage.
I have
that's
an
probably
answer.
not true.
I have an answer for that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. You go first.
Gosh. I think too much about them because I hate both options. So I'm like, ah, frick, you know. I guess I'll go with
a fun conversation. Yeah.
I'll go with the ocean.
So
Just
you'd
so I
have
can
to
swim
swim
with the fishies.
all the time.
And
But there's no
crabs.
fishies down
Because
there
then
that
it's
low.
dark.
I mean,
There's
There's fish.
There's crabs,
like
bro.
the kind that have
you seen the
lights
killer
on their
fish?
head.
Yeah, that's fish.
What are they called? With
Angler?
That thing?
With the
one
glow thing.
bulb?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
anglerfish.
that guy.
Oh, could you
Yeah.
imagine?
Hey, I could chill.
Those are the females too. The males are just kind of like this big.
That's good to know.
But
Yeah.
there is no sunlight.
I could kick it with them.
No,
Okay.
because of the properties of water, the light gets absorbed that far down. Yeah, so sunlight is not powerful to penetrate
Gotcha.
the water that far down. I clarified so nobody would laugh.
Yeah.
But you still did it.
Sorry.
No, that was just good information. Anyway, okay. Or somebody, one of you two.
Probably space. I don't know. The feeling of being like under the ocean seems really claustrophobic to me.
Can we use the phrase under the sea?
Under the sea. Like, I think it would be fun. And if you could like see the Titanic and maybe some sunken ships, because I think that would be fun. But at the same time, I feel like it'd be very depressing. At least there'd be some like colors in space, right?
Yeah.
Like black?
Well, no, you can see the stars.
Aren't the planets different colors?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm colorblind.
That's right. So yeah, probably space.
Nice.
Beat the depression. Sorry.
That's where I was going to go. So the reason I kept asking about sunlight and colors
Yeah.
was, one, if you don't see those, it normally leads to depression. I don't know if I should be sharing this right now, but I think
No,
Seattle has
you're
one of
right.
the highest suicide rates because there is no
Thank
sun.
you.
Yeah.
Therefore, I would choose space.
Is that a real fact?
It is.
so, yeah.
It is.
I know.
And
No,
it's
I-
so.
yeah.
I'm not
100%.
doubting. I just was
Yeah.
clarifying.
No,
it.
every now and again, because I work in the basement, I have to go upstairs and kind of like
Get
you
light.
gotta get my time up
Okay.
there, because
Makes
otherwise
sense.
it's like,
You can't change your answer.
You know where they
I'm
filmed
not changing my
Twilight?
answer.
It only rains. I mean, the sun only comes out there like
Alaska.
It's crazy. Oh
Or
yeah, when you go
is
into
it
Alaska and it's
Antarctica?
like three months of darkness.
yeah.
Swavern
so
Island
wild.
is by the North Pole. There's an island by the North Pole
Oh.
where it's like just complete, in Alaska too, but complete darkness for like 3 months.
Nice, Carson. Carson just hit that thing. What's it
Yeah.
called?
It's all called a light, Reese.
Yep,
It's called a light.
What about you, Caleb?
Caleb, tell us.
So it's a tough one. It really is. I think originally I think I said underwater because at least I would be on Earth. But I think my opinion has kind of changed a little bit. And Lauren's opinion changed too because we watched a horror movie the other day.
Ooh.
It's literally called Underwater. I think it's directed by T.J. Miller. And it's a horror movie about being really far underwater. And there's all sorts of things. Did you know that the reason, like, you know how there's like pressure, like huge, like amounts of pressure when you go deep underwater?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the weight of the ocean coming down on you because it's like a huge, like it weighs,
Mhm.
So when like say you don't properly like pressurize like a suit or like a little capsule or whatever, and like it starts cracking and stuff, like if that pressure becomes compromised, then the weight of the ocean comes down on you and like crushes you. So that's why there's like a whole like system to depressurize and
when
stuff.
you're down there, would you say, since the world is 70% water, would you say that the weight of the world is on your shoulders?
I mean, yeah, 70%, but yeah. I'm
but
sure that's
let's
correct.
backtrack, because I thought you were like a fish down there, like we had gills and stuff. But we're actually living
I
in
mean,
like a...
you're a person, like a human being
That can survive
that
there.
has like a little ship or a pod.
Oh, yeah.
And your life is being lived
Frick
under.
no.
No.
I'm going to space.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I think
not.
space.
You can't change your answer.
Sorry, I'm changing it. I don't give a frick.
Thanks, because I thought underwater still my answer
Like
is
you're like
no,
a fishy?
but I thought you were gonna have
Yeah.
like you could swim
Like
and stuff.
gills? Yeah.
Yeah, like be one
Okay.
with the sea.
Yeah, no.
I'm glad that we clarified
Space is
that.
it for me.
Absolutely.
Space.
Yeah, going back to
Yeah,
space.
because at least it's like there's lots of things that can go wrong in either situation.
Well, and there's a higher chance of meeting an Avenger if you're in space.
Dude, I was just about to say that.
Like Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy?
I was like,
Yeah,
there's a chance
there's a
of
higher
that.
chance you're meeting the
Well,
Guardians
there
of the
you go,
Galaxy if you're in
man. Like if
space.
someone decides to visit Earth, you're like the first to know.
Unless you're on
Under
the- unless you're on the
ocean,
opposite
you're the last
side.
to know.
Unless you're on the opposite side of the Earth, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
It's like a give and take.
would you? Well, if you're under the ocean, you're probably the last to know either way. So.
Unless... Yeah, no, you're right.
All I know is that if I'm in space, I'm staying away from Counter Earth.
Oh.
Don't spoil the movie, fool.
Oh, sorry.
All right, we should move on.
Next
I guarantee you, I'm never gonna watch them.
one. Hit us.
All right. If you lost your job today, that's so sad.
That
Like
is
I
sad.
thought about that. I was like, I
Caleb.
should phrase that differently because we all work for the same people.
Hit us.
Let's just say you had to transition jobs for whatever reason.
Okay.
That'd be sad.
But had the opportunity to work in any other industry. So it can't be real estate. It has to be some other industry, but you can pick anyone.
Like Taylor Swift's backup
and it's
dancer.
like yeah. I mean,
Just saying.
yeah. Like whatever your dream job is, that's not real estate. What is that? Basically, that's the question.
Okay.
I would want to be famous,
As a job,
like an actor.
So you could
Like
give
an
me
actor.
tickets
Okay,
to see
so
Taylor
entertainment
Swift.
industry.
I would want to be an Avenger
Okay.
Dang,
in
okay.
the Marvel movies.
Okay.
Me. Okay.
Yeah.
I would be a Formula One race car driver.
Okay.
Nice.
Can
That's
you make
cool.
the sound? That wasn't good.
That was
You make it.
that
I
was,
thought
that
it
was
was-
all right.
That was pretty good.
That's how you do it.
Sound like a cat.
No, it's a race car. Race car.
Yeah.
All right, Kalina, hit us.
So I always told people at my previous job, like my dream job would be like where I would go around to businesses and I would just check in with each person and make sure that they're doing good. Like,
Like
hey,
a
what's
therapist.
up? Like, no, just like, yeah, like therapists coming in, like, hey, what's up? And like getting to know them and then going to the next people and then leaving. And then that's kind of what I do now. So I'm just kidding. But I think that'd be great. I think it'd also be cool to like be like a traveler in an RV and make content about it.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's actually a good spread of different things.
Yeah,
that I wasn't
Sorry.
There's
expecting.
like 3 different careers, but it's fine.
That's cool. Yeah.
Just kidding.
What about
Mine-
you?
Mine's hard because I like everything I do is entertainment based. You know.
Mm.
You could be a realtor.
I'm good.
Ouch.
Like, it's not that I have a problem with being a realtor, except like I just know that my brain is not made for that. You know.
I could
that's-
show your houses for
That's
you.
basically asking me to be a freelancer in an industry that's not mine. You know,
Ooh, that's a good
and
point.
that's bad. I would hate that. Because in a way, you guys are freelancers. You know, because you have your own personal business.
True.
It's actually really tough, but I think I would actually probably enjoy to do sports. Like be like a professional, like either soccer, or American football, or I think volleyball. Yeah,
Volleyball's a good one.
In the sand or not in the sand?
Oh, I would hate the sand, to be honest. I would want to do court volleyball.
Nice.
But sand volleyball does teach you, like, it does work your muscles out more.
good for
You
your
do
calves.
get like the endurance and strength and everything from it. So it'd be good to train in the sand.
Has pickleball ever crossed your mind?
I have played pickleball in like middle school
Oh, frick.
as like a unit,
Hmm.
Can I change my answer?
And it is fun. It is fun. I think I would enjoy tennis more than pickleball, to be honest. But I haven't had enough experience in either one to really make a determination on that one.
I'm changing my answer. I would want to be a pro pickleballer
Okay.
because I'm really good at pickleball.
Okay. So you would rather play pro pickleball than be an Avenger?
I guess when you put it that way, but pickleball's pretty fun.
Listen, man, I know you, and I know that's a harder choice than you're making it out
well,
to be.
but here's the thing: is I don't. Anyway, I'm gonna go with pickleball.
The money is there in both of those things.
See, because I was reading about pro pickleballers, and they make bank.
Yeah,
They make a lot of money.
I will say though.
So,
like,
There's a pro for pickleball.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
ESPN, it's all over it.
Like
Yeah.
ping pong.
Full
How
dis-
they have ping pong tournaments.
Full disclosure, Reese is trying to go pro.
I'm gonna go pro. What I'm gonna start doing is filming games.
who says you can't have both though?
I could probably go pro right now.
Like, let's say you made it as a celebrity, like as an actor first,
No,
and then you started pickleball.
I just
People
want to
would
watch
already
the
know who you are,
movies.
though.
But what if they start doing a bad job of making the movies? And I say start with quote unquotes. But what if they tank the movies and don't do good, and then I'm just in an Avenger? Who really cares if he's an Avenger because the movies aren't great anymore? Because like. Do you see what I'm saying? But like, if I'm a pro pickleballer, it's the fastest growing sport in the country. So I'm like,
so you just
on
want to
the
be
come up.
Avengers. You don't want to venture into any other
He
acting.
just wants to be a good
I just
Avenger.
wanna be a
He
good
doesn't want to
Avenger.
be in the trash.
Yeah.
ones.
You're not setting your bar very high.
no, that's the highest you can go. I think. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go with pickleball.
Okay.
Pickleball.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Can you still get me Taylor Swift tickets?
Probably.
Done.
All right. Next one.
Yeah, let's
Next
do one more.
Are we-
Let's do one more.
So, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No,
on
let's
that.
do one more.
All right. What's your favorite dessert?
Oh man.
Yeah, dude, I really
I
come
have
out
an
here
answer
with
right off
the
the bat.
curveball.
I feel like I know yours.
100%.
Did you recently have it?
We recently had it.
Okay.
So, yeah, 100% Pizookie from BJ's.
Okay.
The chocolate chunk, bro. I had it on Monday for our cheat meal, or my cheat meal. It was just fantastic.
How much did that cost you, Reese?
It was nothing. It was free.
Hmm.
We finessed BJ's. We just showed them what's up. Yeah, 100%.
Nice.
Mine is I don't know if it's a little out there. Maybe it's normal. I don't know. No, I just made it weird because anyways. Mine is tiramisu.
Ooh, I love tiramisu.
I've never had it.
Dude, it's
Ever?
so
I
fire.
hear
dude.
about it all
Oh my
the time.
gosh.
I don't know what it is.
It's like lady
saucy.
fingers soaked with espresso, and it's like a mushy sponge cake.
Can we go back to what you said at the first part?
That's what they're called, lady
What?
fingers.
Lady fingers, yeah.
They're called lady fingers.
That's gross.
I've had lady fingers by themselves, not tiramisu.
No, they gotta be in
And
tiramisu.
they're
What's
weird.
a lady
They're
finger?
weird.
They're like little
Is it a finger?
cookie things that
Okay.
are
They're
They're
kind
like
of
little,
finger.
like I thought they were like little
It's
donuts.
just a weird name.
Aren't
Almost.
they?
They're almost
Don't
more
they
like
look like-
donuts, aren't they?
Okay.
Like lady
I
fingers?
don't know what that is. I just know I like tiramisu.
I worked
Okay.
at Olive Garden for a
I've never heard
while.
of it before.
All right.
Alright, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This is I don't know anything about any of these things. So
Caleb, what's your
Caleb,
favorite?
what's my
dessert?
favorite?
Yeah.
Tuxedo cake.
What?
Tuxedo cake?
Yeah.
Does a cake actually wear a tuxedo?
The cake doesn't wear a tuxedo. I think the
Michael
idea
Kors?
is that it's just those lady
Oh,
fingers.
those lady fingers right now.
Oh, cool.
Sorry,
Um,
tuxedo cake.
No, you're okay. Now we know. I'll put the picture up on the screen
Yeah.
so everybody can see in case they
They're
didn't
like
know.
little fingers.
Tuxedo cake. I'm intrigued. What? So can you describe what it is?
So it's like why are you
Black
raising
and
your
white.
I
hand?
was just
Right?
curious. Is it like Calvin Klein, Michael Kors?
he just said the cake doesn't actually wear a tuxedo.
But it could be like the brands could make a cake.
That would be smart marketing.
It's black and white.
Anyway,
right?
continue.
Yeah, it's like chocolate and vanilla, so it appears black and white. So I think that's part of the reason why it's called tuxedo cake. It's also a cake that's like a little bit more high end looking.
Mm.
You know, like it appears to be very like
Hence the tuxedo.
yeah.
So like marble?
It has some
Yeah,
marbling, yeah.
it has, like,
It's
swirls
got like
kinda in
those
it.
like artful like shavings and stuff on top, you
okay.
know. So it's got like the little like black and white shaving looking things on top. It's just kind of like decorated very nicely.
Where would we go if we wanted to get a
to
good
get to-
tuxedo cake?
I actually don't know. I
We
think
need
my
research.
parents. So it's a funny story actually. My parents, we got 2 boy cats.
Okay.
Okay, they're brothers. They're litter brothers, and we celebrate their birthday. Their birthday is actually coming up pretty soon, but like their 1-year birthday, my parents got a tuxedo cake.
Ooh.
And I was like, this is the best cake I've ever had in my life. What kind of cake is it? And they're like, it's a tuxedo cake. And I was like, oh, can I have this cake for all of my birthdays?
For the rest of my
and
life.
And they were like, yes.
Nice.
Nice.
So for my next birthday, the following year, they got me a tuxedo cake.
That's cool.
How fun.
And that's awesome.
That's cool.
And I'm hoping that I don't ever get tired of it because it's awesome. It's probably the best cake I've ever had. I'll be honest, like the Betty Crocker like moist cake standard cake birthday cake is trash. I'm okay with saying that. I feel very confident in that.
They're definitely not going to sponsor us.
I'm
that is
good with
true.
that.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. It's fine.
Yeah.
They can keep their money.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Subway to kick in.
What are they? They're only like $1.99, aren't they?
They're
the little
convenient though.
cake
I
mixer. They
guess.
are. They
I
are.
don't know.
I like the
and I mean, if
Funfetti
you want to
one.
make a homemade cake, then it's like,
Yeah.
buy the thing. But like,
if it's a party for
they're
like,
called moist cake, and I strongly disagree with the name.
if you
They're
throw some
not
butter
moist.
in there a little bit more, it's a little bit better though.
Right, but that's you
That's true.
having to add things to it,
Sure.
and it's not like the mix isn't like, hey, do this to make it better.
True.
If you follow the directions, it's not moist.
Yeah. that's a
So would you say this is false marketing?
I would say it's 100%
We should
false
sue them.
marketing. No,
good- Oh.
Take it a little
I mean,
overboard.
Simmer down.
we're in no way sponsored, so
We
I mean,
can't sue.
obviously,
Oh, what?
that's awesome. I may even cut that part out just because I don't
I would
want
say
I don't
that.
want Betty Crocker coming after us. They're probably a multi-million-dollar. They're probably owned by like Kellogg's or something, and they have great lawyers.
And they probably have like those things online where if like they catch you using their brand.
We love Betty Crocker cakes.
Betty Crocker cakes. So moist.
so
you could-
delicious.
Accurate marketing.
Moist is such a weird
I would
word.
know. I work in marketing.
All right, Kalina, hit us with your favorite dessert.
So this is probably weird, but I would rather have like a bowl of sour candies. Like I so much would rather eat like sour straws, Sour Patch Kids. I have such an obsession with like sour candies and like the little ropes and then the little whatever they're called. But oh man, I can't even like
That's
the
weird.
the Sour Patch watermelon ones. I just
What's your favorite sour candy?
Those are good. The watermelon. are so-
probably I really love they're called like rips. They're like this big and they're like really sour. I also like sour Skittles. I could just and then my tongue gets all blistered, but
So-
I'd so much rather eat that than like chocolate.
Nice. Did you know that I don't know what the sour substance is, but like you can order a bag of whatever makes it sour on Amazon and then make anything sour. And it's like,
Really?
yeah, it's super strong.
Could you do it with hot Cheetos?
Oh yeah, if you pour it on hot Cheetos. Will it taste great? I don't know.
Terrible.
It's worth a shot.
Is it done? Okay, that's fine. I expected that.
All right.
All
So
right.
I think we should transition to my personal favorite part of the podcast, which is do we have a name for it? What did you call it?
It is Blake said it's the lyrical royale.
Lyrical Royale. I like that so much.
So
This
that's
is
why
your
the
favorite part.
This is
not
my
the
favorite
last
part.
episode, but the episode before last was called Momentum and the
Momentum.
lyrical royale.
Mm.
So do you have your lyrics?
I
You have it
do.
on call already?
do. So are we describe it and then we talk about it or
If you can say the lyric, if you have nothing to say about it, if you just want to let the viewers guess what it means, you can do that, or you can talk about it.
Okay, I got mine.
do we have to say who it's from so it's not
You
like
can.
copyrighted
You
or
can.
no?
No, it's fine. We're not selling it. Right? I don't know. All right,
Right.
Kalina, go first.
Yeah, we're not selling it, and we're not even rapping it.
Yeah, we're just saying it. Mine's not a rap
This is all
lyric.
parody.
It's a
Just so
parody.
everybody knows, we're going back to the Betty Crocker thing too. This is all parody. Okay,
Yeah, we're just
this is free use.
we're kidding.
Parody.
Parody.
This is all for laughs.
Yeah.
This is not half of this is not even our honest opinion. We're
True.
lying to all of you. This is parody.
True.
That
Right.
was me legally covering her butt. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Caleb.
Thank you, Caleb.
You're welcome.
We love Betty Crocker.
Yes.
Okay, Reese, you
Oh,
start.
you go first.
Why?
Guys, I want you to go first.
But
I want
I
to
feel
hear
like
which Taylor Swift song you're using. Woo!
that's mean. How do you know it's Taylor Swift?
Oh my gosh, wild guess.
I don't want to start.
Go.
Okay. So there's these lyrics that I really like. It says, "My castle crumbled overnight. I brought a knife to a gunfight. They took the crown, but it's all right." No, like it goes on to, "All the liars are calling me when nobody's heard from me for months. I'm doing better than I ever was." But if you go back to it, she's the lyrics are talking about, well, this is how I perceive it. You can have so much crap and stuff going on in life, and we think that people care so much, like when you're involved in things, and like sometimes people lay awake like, oh, like what are they thinking about me and stuff, but it's really like, who the frick cares? You can do all you can, and people can take what they want from you, but it's all right,
That's a good lyric.
That is
Okay.
good. Okay. I'm using this lyrics from currently it's my favorite song right now. And I don't relate to the lyrics, but they're just so beautiful that it's like, wow, like that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not like in relation to me, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
This is it. It says, "In Georgia, they call it a sin, but I'm wearing Tennessee orange for him."
Oh my goodness.
I don't relate to that lyric at all because, for obvious reasons.
Do you want to name the song?
It's called Tennessee Orange. I love it. It's a good song.
Okay.
Ready?
All right. You want me to go? Yeah, you go.
You can go.
Okay.
Do you want me to go?
Go.
Yeah, you
okay,
go.
Okay,
You go.
Okay, I'll go. All right. So, I'm a big fan of 21 Pilots.
Yeah, you
Okay.
are. It's a good band.
It's a great band.
It's a lot of pilots.
It's a lot of pilots. Just is.
Mm-hmm.
Not in one vehicle.
Right.
I'm pretty sure,
21 different vehicles.
but that would be a clown car of an airplane. But there's a line it's called "The Outside" by 21 Pilots. And I'm okay if I'm wrong about the meaning behind this, but it just means something pretty cool to me personally. So the line is, "I am Megatron, cogs I'm stepping on. Then the little cogs got together, start a renaissance." I'm gonna stop there, but I'm gonna repeat it. I am Megatron, the cogs I'm stepping on. Then the little cogs got together, start a renaissance.
That was deep, man.
It's a really cool rap that he adds in this song. It's pretty sick, pretty cool. But to me, I've always thought about that. I've never looked up the meaning behind that particular line, but to me, it sounds like he's referencing his fans, because there is a huge art community behind 21 Pilots that I have a high appreciation for. People doing their own music covers, people doing like actual art. I myself have participated in making art for this band. And it's a thriving community of people that really, really care about each other, especially the artists. So saying like the little cogs got together, start a renaissance, sounds like a reference to the community of people that made art for this music, So it means a lot to me, because I feel like I personally am a part of that renaissance that he's talking about,
Yeah, that's good.
That's a great one.
Thank you.
So the one I chose for today goes something like this. It goes, "God's plan God's plan. I can't do this on my own. A.
I love that.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Why are you laughing? Reese?
I'm only laughing because Reese laughed.
I don't know why. I just like
It's so
because we were
good.
going over like different options for you.
Yeah, and it was like it was
And
a complete 180.
It was just a 180.
Yeah.
And I did really appreciate that you added the A at the end.
Yeah.
You know, that was great.
Thank
dude.
you.
High five.
Was there not an A in it?
No, there is.
But the fact that he just said,
You know,
you know,
he could've
Drake
stopped.
said like
Yeah.
A, you know,
Yeah.
like that.
But he did.
Anyway, all right. Well, this has been a fun episode.
It has been.
It was.
Yeah, it was good. Thank you guys for coming on.
Absolutely.
The podcast
Thank you for
today.
having us.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys. And we'll see you next week on the Not So Real Estate podcast. Sayonara.
Thank you for watching.
Adios.
Watching on
Bye.
YouTube. I made the intro. Thank you.
Stop. Stop recording.
Whoa.